my name is Koko and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make a throw pillow cover without the hassle of having to attach a zipper. Oh my god. Without further ado, let's get into it. You'll be needing, naturally, the cushion for your throw pillow, some fabric. I'm using Ankara fabric in this case. You can use any other fabric you want actually. You can use damask, you can use silk, satin, but I just want to use this particular Ankara fabric because I find it really colorful and attractive. Your tape measure, you're going to be needing scissors, your pattern master, which is basically a ruler with curves in it, and then pins, thread, and chalk. Now we take the measurements of the throw pillow cushion. So the average throw pillow is usually a square. There are other interesting shapes that people have, but in this case we're using a simple square throw pillow. And that means that it's usually as long as it is wide. So the length is usually the same thing as the breadth because it's a square. So in this case, you measure the length, and the length of mine is 18 inches. And to find the length is from the side seam to the opposite side seam. That's 18 inches, meaning it's the same thing on the opposite side. The breadth is the same thing. Now using that 18 inches measurements, we're going to cut out the back piece for the throw pillow cover. To make this easier, we're going to include the seam allowance to the measurements itself. So if we have 18 inches as the length and the breadth, we're going to be using 19 inches instead. That gives us a ½ inch seam allowance all around to make the stitches to piece both pieces together when we're done cutting. So now we mark 19 inches this way. Let's use the brighter colored thread. 19 inches. And connect those dots. Cut that piece out. Remember that this is the back piece, or actually the front piece. There we go. Now cutting the back piece is slightly different. We're going to be cutting two pieces. Remember there is no zipper, so we're basically creating an envelope style throw pillow cover. So you fold that in two. We're going to be cutting two identical pieces. The breadth of the fabric stays the same, which is 18 inches. And remember, we are adding 1 inch seam allowance, and that would be 19 inches. So you're going to want to mark that 19 inch point on your fabric. And connect those points. Now for the length, you're going to divide the length of 18 inches by 2. That's 9 inches, and add 5 inches to the measurements, and that gives you 410. That becomes your new length for the back piece. So you go ahead and mark the 14 inch point on your fabric. And as usual, we add 1 inch seam allowance. And connect those points. Cut it out. So here we have 3 pieces. 1 for the front portion of the throw pillow cover, and then 2 for the back. So I'm just going to make a couple of notches along the length so I know which way goes which way because now they're different measurements. We're going to work on the 2 back pieces now, and we'll start by hemming one side of each piece lengthwise by ½ inch. So go ahead and fold 1/2 inch in and give that a quick press all the way across. And I'm just giving it one final press. Go on and put a few pins in there if you want to keep it even more stable, even though the ironing is going to keep it stable anyway. But you can throw in a few more pins on both pieces. And go ahead and sew the hem down, and then we'll come back and put the throw pillow cover together in a minute. We've gone ahead and hemmed across the length of the two back pieces like this. Now we have 3 pieces ready to be put together. You place all the pieces right sides together, starting with the front piece. So this is the back portion and this is the front. The front is also the right side. And place 1/2 of the back piece like this. Again, right sides facing together. And then place the second half of the back piece on the first one, like this. So you have this little opening here. And then pin all around it. Go ahead and keep pinning. It's important that you put these pins in, especially if you're a beginner, so that your fabric stays stable even while you sew. And when you're done pinning, go on and use your hand needle or your sewing machine to sew all the way around across the 4 corners. This way, down the length, and across the breadth again. I've gone ahead and pieced all of them together, sewn all of them together around using the 1/2 inch seam allowance we left in the beginning. Next, we're going to want to turn this inside out, but before we do that, you need to cut off those edges along the 4 corners. That way you get a nice clean edge when you turn it inside out. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then turn your throw pillow cover inside out. You can go in with a sharp object like your scissors and just push those corners out. So it's nice and clean. You need to be careful so you don't, if you push too hard, you can tear your fabric and then you just have to start afresh. This is what your throw pillow cover should look like. Nice and easy. So go ahead and give it a quick press. I find that everything just comes together better when you iron as you go. It can be a bit tedious because you keep having to take breaks, iron and iron, but I find that your sewing is neater and your project comes out looking more professional if you iron as you go. It only takes a few minutes. There we go. All ironed and done. This is your throw pillow cover with a little casing in there. Looks like an envelope. Your throw pillow cover is ready. Now to the fun part. Grab your cushion and work it into your throw pillow cover. There we go. Throw pillow cover is nice and ready. The cushion is tucked in there. Oh, it's so pretty.